Hello my friends and welcome back to another episode of the Reborn 13 podcast with the Genie. And for today's episode, aren't you all lucky because the Genie did not even intend to do an episode today. However, since diving in to the rabbit hole this morning and unveiling some documents which have been presented to me, which have literally sent my mind into a new stratosphere with regards to the size and the scale of the picture that is unfolding behind the scenes and has been, I thought it would be absolutely necessary to show you all in another episode, carrying on with the rabbit hole which we have been diving deep into in the previous episodes. And if you have not watched my previous episodes, then make sure you pause it right now and you go and head over to my channel and do so, because you are going to need that prior knowledge to understanding how big this picture really is unfolding in this coming episode. So if you are excited and you are happy that the Genie is doing another bonus episode for you, then make sure to smash that like button down below, because I'm telling you right now, you are not going to be disappointed with what I'm about to show you, because you will see how bright the future is for yourself and for XRP especially, but also its ties in with other coins including XDC, and the way in which Ripple, R3 have been working together to build out this financial system, this financial infrastructure which we are seeing birth on the world stage now, coming into the mainstream, especially in this month, which has been absolutely insane. But without further ado guys, we're going to move straight into this one now. For the disclaimer, I am just going to say it straight up here, there is absolutely no financial advice contained herein, and all views are my own, and if you do not agree, that is absolutely fine. But because I am so excited, and so should you be too, we are moving straight on now. What I have come across this morning is this document right here, which is from July 2018. It is the Banker's Financial Intelligence Guide, Cash Management, the Game Changers in Payments, in association with Deutsche Bank. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to briefly run through this document for you all. There are going to be a few very bits which I read for you, but for the most part I have highlighted some points which I'm not going to read fully, but I just want you to potentially pause it if you have the time and read for yourself, just so you can get a grasp of how much work has been being put into this financial system for the past years, before even this time and the news which we are seeing unfold now. And it is important to keep your eye on the details, because after we've gone through this, I'm going to take you through a few other illustrations to show you not only more moves that are being made, the plans for the future and this coming financial system, and the potential price for XRP. So you do not want to miss out, so make sure you stick around to the end. But let's do this. So very importantly, bringing market infrastructure up to speed, ISO 20022. Now remember the ISO, because it is extremely important for this podcast. A global market infrastructures modernize across the world. Deutsche Bank, head of market infrastructure and industry initiatives, cash management, Paula Rolls, examines where the global banking industry stands in implementing the landmark ISO 20022 standard, the different approaches to its implementation, and the critical factors for success. Now this is very interesting indeed, my friends. The Eurosystem's ISO 20022 implementation will follow a big bang approach scheduled for 2021. Overnight, my friends, overnight. Now again, like I said, I've highlighted some bits for you which are going to be these bits in yellow. Now I'm going to read very briefly some parts which stick out to me as we go through, but if you want to, I'd highly recommend pausing at each of these bits where you see yellow and read through, because it's going to give you that deeper picture. However, here I want to read you this. Additionally, in 2017, SWIFT formed the High Value Payments Plus Task Force, a global market practice group of market infrastructures and banks, including Deutsche Bank, that addresses the evolving ISO 20022 standards requirement of high-value payment providers and the need for interoperability, particularly considering increasing global clients. But it doesn't stop there, my friends. This article gets even more bullish. Distributed ledger technology. Recent DLT initiatives the past 5 years has seen a groundswell of global payments initiatives using DLT. Proof of concept and pilots have abounded, with some projects moving into production mode. For example, DLT-based global payments challenger Ripple claims that many of its more than 100 financial institution RippleNet members are already in production with its solutions. Now remember, this was wrote in July 2018. That's how big this is and how long it's been going on for. DLT eliminates friction in cross-border payments and has the potential to reduce intermediary inefficiencies, cost and risk. But this gets better. Remember how IBM is tied in with this entire infrastructure being built out with the quantum technology. And if you have not seen that podcast, make sure you check out my Ross Vandermeer Decode, because he tells us exactly how IBM's tied in. But it says in October 2017 it launched a DLT cross-border payments prototype, which is run on the IBM blockchain platform based on Hyperledger Fabric. Now remember, previous podcasts we just covered how big the Hyperledger Fabric is. It then becomes possible to achieve settlement with finality across borders where foreign exchange is just implicit part of the transaction. This is where, my friends, it gets bullish. Listen very closely. Solving for liquidity. We are exploring the ability to introduce the equivalent of digital cash, which is not issued by a pure play cryptocurrency, but one that acts as a bridge asset. Ripple is also trying to solve the cross-border payments liquidity issue. Whilst Xcurrent is a platform provides better information for processing a payment, its XRapid product provides the liquidity for cross-border payments by leveraging XRP, the digital asset, as a bridge currency, according to Mr. Briller. Now, like I said, remember, I'm not going to read it all, so if you want to pause it, you can do. And I'm also going to link this document in my Telegram group, but I'm going to give you more information on that towards the end of the video. But my friends, remember, if you are enjoying this video, make sure to smash that like button down below and subscribe to the Genie and Reborn 13 for more content just like this on its way. Corresponding banking relationships may have been scaled back because of stricter regulatory environments since the financial crisis, but a refocusing of bank strategies, close industry collaboration and exciting new technologies are ensuring cross-border payments are keeping up with the demand. Christian Westerholz, global head of clearing products cash management at Deutsche Bank, explains why the future is bright. If you have been following the Genie for some time, you will realize that everything you are reading here ties in with the entire picture, and it's almost like we are reading a script, because they are literally telling us in plain sight what they have plans to do. Regulatory balance. Cross-border payments and foreign exchange simply cannot return to the times when beneficiary accounts took a week to be credited, because data has sped up so fast. Now it's time for payments. That's what this new financial system will do. Now watch this. This is important because you need to listen closely when it comes to SWIFT, a form of distributed ledger technology that is already making its first appearance in real trade finance deal following a series of successful proof of concepts. SWIFT has also considered DLT, having recently completed a proof of concept to test whether Nostro accounts owners and their service providers could share private confidential ledger recording transactions to their Nostro accounts. The solution harnesses GPI technology and ISO 20022 messaging standards to create a unique end-to-end transaction with integrated intraday liquidity standards. Now, why is this huge? Because we now know that SWIFT has been working with both R3 and Ripple utilizing the SWIFT GPI technology and the XRP ledger, the XDC token, to settle the liquidity and also utilize the smart contract capabilities that XDC offers to create that blockchain system which is going to thrive in this new financial system. Now remember, the Nostro Vostro accounts hold nearly 20 to 30 trillion dollars of cash, so just bringing that onto the blockchain and onto these coins itself is almost unfathomable with regards to what they are going to do with the price. SWIFT, together with 45 member banks, launched a global payments initiative in early 2016 to increase the speed, transparency, predictability of cross-border payments. More than 180 banks have signed up to the service, with over 60 banks now live. As of May 24th, 25% of all SWIFT cross-border payments traffic is now sent as GPI. Jay McKnight talks to Wim Raymaker, SWIFT GPI Program Director, about the latest developments. We are working with banks in Australia, China, Singapore and Thailand to create a real-time cross-border service across the Asian Pacific. Now remember what I went through in my last podcast. This ties in to it all. The size of the picture is insane. Now finally, to wrap this document up, because it has been so bullish and I'm sure your mind is now already blown. In addition to this, more interoperability through APIs and the exploration of distributed ledger technology will likely foster greater support for utilities in the future. Whilst these advancements do not necessarily present a silver bullet for KYC, they are nevertheless a valuable set of weapons in the fight against financial crime. Now, my friends, it doesn't stop there, because I want to bring you to this document again by Deutsche Bank. Remember, they was in association to creating that document that we just went through. And we know that Deutsche Bank are bullish here, because when we search for XRP on this document, we can see XRP and SWIFT in the settler of their proof of concept, showing that XRP can be used as a settlement device through the Corda network. Now look at this as well. You can see in this figure here, you have trading, settlement and custody all into a single point in time through DLT technology. So we know that Deutsche Bank is all in on this, and we have been told from multiple sources, from the Riddlers of past, from Mr. Ross van der Meer, multiple times over, that Deutsche Bank are in on this. But we are not stopping there, my friends, because this is where it's going to blow your mind. Remember, ISO, Ripple are part of the ISO 20022 standards, and they are the first member focused on distributed ledger technology. So they are already compliant, my friends, with the standard of the banking system. And I have shown you this before, but I'm just reminding you, 22.2 hidden in plain sight, my friends. 22.2. It's all around ISO. And even Mr. Bearable Guy has told us that it is an inevitability that SWIFT will have to either work with R3 and use XRP, or work with Ripple and use XRP. But remember, R3 and Ripple are working together to build out the same infrastructure, even if it may seem that they are rivals on the scene. Now I want to bring you back to this document here, because it shows us the potential price for XRP with the predictions as to the ISO standards. So now listen very closely. ISO estimates that it will be supporting 87% of financial transactions by 2023. Ripple 2020 also cited by ISO in 2020. The ISO standards includes Cardano, Algorand, XDC, Ripple, amongst others, and we know that they're all working together. And just look at this, based off of those figures, XRP, just one of them would equal $1,050. Now remember that this isn't even scaling in the potential for growth which XRP is going to allow. And we have also been told that price comes before regulations. But what I also want you to grasp here is it says 87% by 2023. So that even means that even if we scale that down, even by the end of this year, let's say, and we're even doing 10% of that, the figure for XRP is still going to be extortionate. So you know exactly what the future holds. Now, to finish off, if your mind hasn't already been blown yet, because I'm sure it has, I am going to show you how this all ties in. So I'm going to bring you over to this PowerPoint presentation here, blockchain technology adoption, and I want to bring you to this slide right here, which shows that we are moving to the Internet of Value. Now, this was made in 2017, but you can see R3, Ripple, SBI. Again, make sure you've watched my previous podcast. Ripple becomes the standard for international money transfer between banks. ILP becomes the standard protocol for connecting banks' cash ledgers. 2017 to 2025, it is all coming together. Blockchain solutions for capital market and trade finance emerge. R3 Corda, DAH, Fabric, etc. It is huge. Now, what I may do is actually save this PowerPoint for a coming podcast, because there is just so much more that I could show you there. But I'm going to keep this podcast nice and short and wrap it up there, because I mainly just wanted to show you that document, how bullish it was, and how it has effectively scripted out everything I've been trying to tell you guys. Now, it is important in this time that you persevere. Yes, XRP's price may not be where you want it to be now. You can just be patient, wait for this financial system to be born out, realize how much of a blessing it is to just be holding XRP itself, and then just allow it all to unfold. Watch the script play out and just sit back and enjoy the ride. Make sure that you are using this time to grow in yourself, to become a better person, to become more joyous, more loving, because that is what most important in this grand shift, in this great awakening, in this shift into our new age and this rebirth of humanity. So utilize this time effectively to become a better version of yourself, and then before you know it, in a flash, XRP will be above the moon, and you'll be able to use the funds from this great wealth transfer to capitalize on the opportunities that are presented to you as a product of the wealth which you will gain. Now, adepts, on that note, if you want to support the Genie on his own journey to becoming a master of himself, then you can come over to my Patreon and support the Genie on his journey to building up the Reborn 13 platform and enabling the world to understand how big this picture is that is unfolding of this great wealth transfer, and bringing the Genie's dreams to a reality. Also, make sure to head over to my website www.reborn13.com. Link will be down below in the description below, and come and check out my courses. Also, make sure to join my Telegram, Genie Reborn with a 0. Link is in the description, and I will be putting that document in there alongside all the other illustrations, so you don't want to miss out on that. So join that as soon as this video is finished. But my friends, I'm going to wrap it up there. If you did enjoy, smash that like button for me right now, because it helps out the Genie so much. I hope that you have enjoyed this bonus episode, because it truly was mind-blowing as I went through it, and I hope that you found it as crazy as the Genie did when I was diving into this rabbit hole this morning. Leave any comments you have down below. I will be answering them very soon in the coming episodes, and make sure you are subscribed for more content just like this to come, because I have some great ideas lined up that you do not want to miss out on. But I'm going to wrap it up there, bring it to a close. Thank you once again. I love you all. I thank you all, and I will be back soon. Goodbye.